First of all, I just would like to thank the Marquette community, our student body, our fan base, for showing up today. This is the type of crowd I envisioned when, a little less than 2 years ago I got the job. This was the type of atmosphere and crowd I envisioned us having. And I hope as our program continues to improve, that this will be something we see on an every game occurrence. But I'm very thankful for the support that our fans give our kids. It means a lot. I was a kid once and wore a uniform, and when I went out to where I played, the support means a lot for our players, and they recognize it and they're appreciative of it, and we all are. So thank you.
Coach, when you look at almost every stat category that it's really close, it just goes a little bit towards Villanova. Is that a sign that your team is closer than some might think you are?
Well, I think we've gotten better. I think over the course of the season we're a much better team now than we were early in the season. Villanova's an outstanding team. You guys heard it if you were at my press conference 2 days ago. They're the type of team that makes you pay for every mistake. So a turnover, they're going to score on it. A missed assignment on defense, they're going to score on it. They make you pay for their mistakes, and that's why they are a team that can go to a Final Four. That's why they've been ranked in the top 5 the whole year. That's a sign of an outstanding program and terrific leadership, especially internally on the team, because they're ready. They don't beat themselves. They're ready to play every game. Their kids seem like they have great attitudes every game, and they try to execute what Jay and his staff want them to execute. And they do that every game. And as a result, they win a whole lot more than they lose, and against good competition. So there's a lot to learn from playing against a team like Villanova. The area that I was most disappointed for us was our turnovers. Our turnovers led to some very easy baskets for them. And you can't do that. We have a hard time enough stopping them when it's 5-on-5. But if they got a clear path layup, or if it's 2-on-1 in transition, we're going to probably not stop them. And so our turnovers led to almost a third of their points. And that's not how you beat a team like this. Overall, I thought our kids tried. They tried, and they played hard. But we don't yet have the habits to beat a team like this at this point, and that's what we gotta grow to. It's disappointing we don't, but it's also reality.
It seemed the press gave you guys quite a bit of trouble, especially early on. How difficult was that for your young guards to break?
Yeah, I thought it really stood our guys up, and we talked about attacking it and trying to attack it to score, but we never got in a rhythm against it. They have long athletes, they're quick, they cover a lot of ground. And I don't think we attacked it particularly well, or like we wanted to in preparation. But they're good at it. They're good at it, and they fly around and they create different matchups, because they don't really care if a guard's on a big or a big's on a guard. I mean, they really switch and are interchangeable with their defenses when they're coming out of that press. And so for a young guy, it can cause a little bit of confusion, and I think which it did. And the guys that we have breaking the press are 2 freshmen. And so, we got to teach them and help them learn from it. So when they see something like this again, they'll be better the next time.
Coach, you turned Villanova over 17 times today. What did you think of your defense's aggressiveness, and what did you do that got Villanova to commit so many mistakes?
Well, I think we were playing hard. I thought we played really hard on the ball. I thought we had really good energy on the defensive end, which forced them to make some plays that were uncharacteristic of who they are. I don't think we capitalized on our turnovers we got as well as they capitalized on the turnovers that they got. But you don't turn Villanova over unless you're busting your butt, because they're good. Their guards are good, and they're seasoned, and they've been in it, and they've combined for 100 college wins and all that kind of stuff. So I was proud of our guys' effort overall. But obviously we're a work in progress.
Coach, if you don't mind, a 2-for-1 here. If you could talk about the habits that you need your team to develop, and also about the play of the young freshmen, Cheatham and Tracy Carter, please.
Well, we're still, still trying to develop habits. With our team, a thing that we will hope to get to here, because the sands in the hourglass are running short, is some sort of consistency and dependability of play. We've had a lot of inconsistency of play, especially on the perimeter, where somebody will show up and play a great game, and then the next game isn't the same player. So we got to find some consistency in our perimeter play. I think our 2 young guards Tracy had 10 assists. He was the one guy who wasn't stood up against their pressure, and at times when attacking it, he maybe was a little too aggressive. But he put the ball, he got 10 assists. I think he pressured the ball really well. And then Haney's one of the best freshmen in America. And, Henry Ellenson deserves all the attention he gets. He's a first-team freshman All-American, no-brainer. But Haney's one of the great freshmen in the country, too. And we've had 2 freshmen who are having historical freshman years by Marquette standards, which is pretty neat considering all the great players that have come through this amazing program. There's been some big-time freshmen over eras and different coaches and different times. Those 2 guys have acquitted themselves with the greats who have played here before. And sometimes I don't think with Haney he gets enough credit for what he's doing. He had 19 points tonight. I think so basically 4 out of the last 6 Big East games, he scored about 20 points a game. It's pretty darn good. I don't know how many freshmen are doing that.
Coach, Sheffield had a big game today, double-double. Tell me about how his play kind of led to Fisher's foul trouble throughout the game and other things.
Yeah, well, Luke was in foul trouble. Seems like a running I won't say anything because I'll get in trouble. But Luke seems to be in foul trouble a lot. A little bit of a mystery to me. But Ochefu's a really good player. He's a very veteran, strong player. And because they surround him with 4 guys who are deadly open shooters, it's very hard to bring help. So what you end up doing is have to play him one-on-one. And that's hard for anyone. And, he's a 5th-year senior, and he's really good, strong and mature and smart player.
Coach, Henry opened up with 10 points in the first half, only 3 in the second. What kind of look did they give you in the second half that was different than the first?
Well, some of it had to do with, we weren't able to play Luke as much in the second half. So Henry was playing a little bit out of what he would normally be playing because of Luke's foul trouble. Luke's foul trouble has a domino effect in a lot of different ways, and it forces Henry to play a position that he hasn't played for the majority of the year. The other thing is every time he touched it, they were sending 2 and 3 guys at him, and so it wasn't, obviously their game plan was to make it tough for him to catch, and when he did, make sure there's 2 or 3 wildcats around him as soon as he got it.
Wally, obviously, a tough game. You guys were, kind of close throughout, especially look at all the stats. You guys are right there with them. What does it say about your team that you're able to hang with Villanova the way you did?
We're fighters. We go out there every day, and we work hard. Today we had a lot of energy. We were really excited, and the crowd was excited. It just came down to execution. We had a few too many turnovers, but, if we play the right way, we're very capable of beating really anyone in the nation, but we're also capable of losing as well.
Wally, when you hit those back-to-back threes and most of the student section was chanting your name, how did that feel?
It feels good because the team was coming together at that point. We're making a run. A bunch of other guys, they hit shots before. We got some drives, and we put ourselves in a position, really, with 4 minutes to go that we were in the game. If a couple of things went our way, we were just right there.
Wally, can you describe what it was like to face their pressure and how you think your team handled the pressure overall?
Right. I feel that there was some turnovers off their defensive pressure. Obviously, they're the best in the nation at making you pay for it. When they get that turnover, they're going to score every time. I feel like still a couple of our turnovers weren't as forced, but, they have hard pressure, and you got to play through that.
Well, yeah, your brother set the freshman single-season scoring record for Marquette. What does that mean to him?
I don't know if he looks at all the stats and everything, but, he loves playing the game, and all the accolades come to him because he's just always in the gym, always working hard, and getting better every day.
How difficult was it to stick with their bigs? It seemed like interior defense was kind of an issue for some parts of the game.
Yeah, they're big inside. You got to battle them. I don't really know what else I can say about that.